What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. This one is the Trailsport, finished in Sonic Gray with an MSRP just over $50,000. Big shout out to Flo Honda of Statesville for providing this new SUV for today's video. Check out their website, linked down below. Underneath the hood of the all-new 2026 Honda Passport, you're gonna find a 3.5-liter 6-cylinder engine. This naturally aspirated motor pumps out 285 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. It does have an all-wheel drive system. And then with a curb weight around 4,700 pounds, running on an 18.5 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 18 miles per gallon in the city with 23 out on the highway and max towing capacity at 5,000 pounds. The overall length is 191.5 inches with a wheelbase at 113.6. Width is 79.4 and height is 73.1 inches. Approach angle is going to be 24 degrees with ground clearance at 8.3 inches, and then departure angle is 23.1 degrees. Moving on to the exterior styling with the all-new 2026 Passport, certainly has a really rugged and boxy appearance. You got the chrome Honda badge right in the center, gloss black upper grille with the orange Trailsport logo. Got a nice trim piece on the hood, and then Passport is written out in the front bumper. So there's a really nice set of LED headlights with the triple beam and daytime running light. Got some body colored, some plastic black, and I love the powder coated orange tow hooks up front. We have some silver trim and then a middle grille with more openings and a safety sensor, and then another opening to provide even more cooling between all three grills. Has a really nice squared off appearance, sharp body lines up on the hood leading towards the windshield. And then wrapping around to the side, this has a really cool set of wheels. I love the gray color. They're 18-inch diameter, got a nice off-road focused tire, and then some plastic black trim for the front fender. You have some sharp body lines throughout the side profile, more of the plastic down below to protect the bodywork, and then gloss black door handles as well as mirror caps. We have all black trim throughout the windows, a nice set of roof rails, and this even has a panoramic sunroof up on top. Taking a look at the side profile, I like how the third windows fade upwards and we have this plastic material for the upper section and the spoiler to kind of blend all the glass upwards, giving this a more retro off-road style. It's a very boxy car with low overhangs, which definitely gives it a cool look. And then around back, we have a nice set of red taillights, and then you can see this a little bit of the plastic black material on the bumper, parking sensors, the gray color as well, and we have trailer hitch connections in the center. You got Passport stamped into the back, Trailsport, Honda badge, and once again, the rear end is very squared off and cuts downwards very nicely. On the key fob, you're gonna get lock, unlock, remote start, power tailgate, get the Honda badge on the back. If I go ahead and lock the Passport, you have power folding side mirrors, and we can just grab it and everything will unlock. So this is the standard Trailsport, so you're gonna get a little bit of fabric accents throughout this versus all leather like in the Elite versions. For the door panel, you got some soft touch up above, this really nice fabric material in the center, and then a cool geometric pattern. You have memory seating, release handle, all of your controls, padding on the armrest with contrast stitching, and a ton of storage. You are gonna see power controls on the seats, more of the orange stitching all throughout, and then we have a combination of the fabric as well as this leather type of material. So pretty nice overall. You can see the Passport name stitched up above with more orange accents, and then we have a black leather wrapped steering wheel with orange stitching. And then now inside the 2026 Honda Passport, keep my foot on the brake and go ahead and fire it up. All the screens are gonna turn on. Got that V6 roaring to life. Got a little bit of orange accents on the steering wheel as well. We have some Bluetooth and audio controls, cruise control settings on the right, and there's a roller wheel on each side. So taking a look at the multimedia screen for the gauge cluster, you have a lot of audio information on the left side, and then on the right side, we have a lot of different vitals within the car you can check. You have nav that'll pull up, a lot of Google integration, a torque splitter, you can see the pitch and roll meter, and then all sorts of other things. We have paddle shifters as well, stock on the right side for windshield wipers, stock on the left for turn signals and headlights. Got more of this fabric and soft touch material, heated windshield, power liftgate, and then soft touch across the entire dashboard. There's more storage all over here with a nice texture to it, and then I really like how the fabric goes right into the door panel and across the dashboard. You got Passport once again on the dash itself, and then the multimedia screen, very similar to other Hondas. I think overall it's a pretty nice design. These tiles are very easy to operate. Got the Google Assistant as well, and then you can see Apple CarPlay, things like that. On the far right side, you can scroll up and down, see even more things that are going to pop upwards. And then popping it into reverse, you have a nice size backup camera. Got a couple different views as well. And then just tapping the P button, we're back into park. You're gonna see all of your climate controls in the center, fan speed, dual zone temperature. You can easily adjust the rear on and off, rear settings themselves. We have heated seats, and then storage down below with extra plugs. We have wireless charging, more storage, 2 cup holders, drive select, and then we have some drive modes. We can toggle this. We have several different street ones as well as off-road modes. And then we even have a tow mode as well. Underneath that, you're gonna see more of this nice material with the contrast fabric, and then a pretty large glove box as well. Glove box on the right side, pretty big bucket. And then one last look at the interior. It's a pretty nicely appointed interior. I especially love the orange accents which cut through the whole design. So definitely nicely appointed. Up on the ceiling, we have a massive panoramic roof with all of those controls. And then we have a sunglass holder and a thin basic mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, just grabbing the door handle and opening it up. You're gonna get the same interior back here. A little bit harder plastics in some areas, but you have the padding, the fabric, and that cool texture, and a lot of storage. Back seats have more of that fabric material with all the contrast orange stitching as well as the striping. This can seat 3 people, and then we can pull this down. You have a nice armrest and cup holders. There are gonna be air vents back here, a couple plugs. We even have storage behind these seats, and then there's a release lever up above. You can fold these nice and flat for extra cargo space into the back. Hopping into the back seat with the new Honda Passport at 5'11", I have a ton of headroom, and even with the driver's seat at my height, I have really good legroom and footroom as well. It's a pretty nice back seat overall. There's no extra recline with these seats, however, they're at a good angle to be nice and comfortable. Seats are very padded, good amount of glass, good armrests and everything. So really can't complain for a family SUV with 2 rows. Pretty nice way to go. Onto the cargo space, we can just grab the button underneath the Honda badge. It's gonna automatically pop open, and we have that power lift gate. You can see how nice and squared off everything is back here, so it definitely gives it a lot of room. We've got a plug, extra storage on the left side, and the right side is gonna have the same amount of storage. I really like how they've done the floor. On the left side, you can grab this, and we have a really good plastic cubby, great for grocery shopping, or even put some ice in there, keep some nice cold items cold. We also have spare tire in here as well, and if you can reach, you're able to grab these, and we can fold down the entire seats, nearly doubling your cargo space. So definitely makes this super roomy and practical. It's a very boxy vehicle, and that does translate to a good amount of space. Not quite as much space as a 4Runner, however, this is exceptionally easy to operate, and overall, can't complain with the amount of space the Passport offers. All right, so setting off now in the 2026 Honda Passport. Quite nice to see a normal V6 along with a normal automatic transmission. So no 4-cylinder CVT in this. This is basically a crossover SUV. It still is a unibody, so it's not body on frame like, I guess, a more traditional rugged SUV. However, this is about as rugged as you're gonna get with a crossover platform. And honestly, this thing, I think, can speak to a lot of people. It feels nice when you're driving, it's comfortable, it's smooth, the steering's easy. It's really easy to operate this. However, you have a lot of space in here, and with the all-wheel drive and drive modes and everything, this is a pretty rugged vehicle at the end of the day that is gonna be able to do some light-duty trails. You're not gonna be rock crawling in this, obviously. However, you know, if you want to go on a camping trip or something, maybe even an overland adventure to where it's just some off-pavement types of trails, this thing is going to be able to do it a lot. I've seen Passports off-roading at a few off-road expos, and they can handle a lot with the ground clearance and everything. Of course, the all-terrain tires. But I like how you can get a lot of ruggedness with this vehicle without sacrificing the on-road capabilities. Like I said, it's smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable. Even just going 40 on a bad road, you really can't complain. It's a nice place to be. All the tech works really well as well, and the maneuverability is quite nice. The suspension absorbs bumps well. I mean, this wouldn't be at all an issue just doing a nice little dirt trail or something. So going on a hiking trip, a nice maybe family weekend getaway or something with that adventurous idea, you know, this is kind of the vehicle that can do it without having to drive something that's uncomfortable on the road. So it seems to pack quite a lot for the price. You know, this one's more of a basic trail sport at 50 grand. The Elites are going to be around $5,000 more, which will have the real leather seating, a couple more options. But honestly, this one seems to pack quite a lot for 50 grand. And when you compare it to some other $50,000 SUVs, honestly, this seems like it's kind of a good blend of one of those body on frame ones and a more basic 4-cylinder crossover. So I'm liking what the new Passport has to offer. It's an all-new vehicle for 2026. The design is almost a little understated, a little retro, but also modern at the same time. So they've done a cool job styling it, just giving it that boxy appearance without making it too bold and too aggressive. The tech works great. Like I said, everything's pretty user-friendly. If you're unfamiliar with Honda, or maybe this is your first SUV, I think it's an easy vehicle to use and an easy vehicle to drive. It's easy to place. You can tell where the front is. The visibility is all pretty nice. Really don't have any complaints. Looking over your left and right shoulders. So honest thoughts with the 2026 Honda Passport Trailsport. So there's obviously several trim levels of this. The Trailsport, more of the off-road focus. You know, you got the tires, a little bit more rugged design inside and out. Something that if you're a bit more adventurous, you're gonna be going camping trips, maybe some light overlanding. You know, not exactly the same level of a Jeep Wrangler or even a Toyota 4Runner, but this kind of gets you to that rugged level, still being in a nice crossover. So I feel like this is kind of that way to get a normal, comfortable, street-focused SUV, but with a nice rugged touch that's actually functional. So I feel like it's been a cool vehicle to check out. I compared this to the new 2025 Toyota 4Runner. I'll have that video linked. And you know, this does pack a lot of what that car has to offer, and yet this interior is really nice to be in. I've been very impressed with just the way it's designed, the fit and finish, the materials you get to touch. This is a premium feeling SUV. 50 grand isn't the cheapest thing out there, obviously. However, once you get into the more rugged vehicles, there's a price premium. So you're not going to expect to get this for cheaper than that. So with that said, you know, I feel like this kind of gives you a good blend of everything. And it's almost that SUV that maybe you've had the 4Runners, you've had the Wranglers, and you're just kind of tired of body on frame, a bit more rugged design. You want something a bit more comfortable, a bit more normal to drive, but you're not looking for a CRV or a RAV4. Now they make those in kind of adventurous packages as well, but I feel like the Passport, it gives you a real taste of a real off-road body on frame SUV in a crossover. So it's a really good blend, I think. And the fact that you get a nice interior, you get a spacious interior, you get the rugged design, and you get pretty good capabilities, it kind of just gives you the blend of what most people are going to use. Of course, rock crawling, heavy duty stuff, you want the solid axles and things like that with the other vehicles in this class. But you know, this isn't for that. This isn't the rock crawler. This is the daily driver, the commuter car, but the weekend adventure SUV as well. And with its capabilities, you know, you can tow a decent sized boat, a dirt bike, trailers, things like that. Use it for the general family recreation. So that's kind of what I'm liking with the Passport. It's just kind of that good blend of, it's not too off-road, not too rugged, but it's not a basic front-wheel drive crossover either. It's just that sweet spot right in the middle, and the price point is right in the middle too. Obviously you can get a little bit cheaper if you really wanted to, but you know, this one at 50 grand, it's not that far off from other vehicles. A basic 4Runner is the same exact price. You know, it's easy to navigate, easy to drive, and kind of has a fun drive to it, especially with a V6. It's something that you can pilot and you don't have to worry about maybe something that's unreliable. You got a really robust engine, very simple engine at the end of the day, and it just drives really good. So I've been impressed with these things. I feel like Honda did a good job just giving you a great package. And a lot of people who buy the rugged SUVs, you know, 90% of them are never going to even hit the dirt. So they're kind of just buying that to maybe look cool. This is kind of the person who, they know they're only going to drive this off pavement a couple times, and it gives you just enough of that. But there is a full look at the 2026 Honda Passport Trailsport, the more trimmed down version of the Trailsport. Great way to go. I feel like there's plenty of space in here. You could overland in this and just have a fun adventure in something that is going to be comfortable on the highway as well. Big shout out to Flo Honda of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Check out their website, linked down below. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.